بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فلما فصل طالوت بالجنود قال إن الله مبتليكم بنهر فمن شرب منه فليس مني ومن لم يطعمه فإنه مني إلا من اغترف غرفة بيده فشربوا منه إلا قليلا منهم فلما جاوزه هو والذين آمنوا معه قالوا لا طاقة لنا اليوم بجالوت وجنوده قال الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقوا الله كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله والله مع الصابرين ولما برزوا لجالوت وجنوده قالوا ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين فهزموهم بإذن الله وقتل داود جالوت وآتاه الله الملك والحكمة وعلمه مما يشاء ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لفسدت الأرض ولكن الله ذو فضل على العالمين تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق وإنك لمن المرسلين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاكرين والشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So inshallah today we'll continue and conclude the story of Talut and Jalut and Bani Israel and Hazrat Dawood, Sayyidina Dawood ala nabina wa alayhi salatu wassalam. We had started it last time we did the Tafsir Halaqa before Eid al-Adha, where the story starts where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appointed Talut as a commander for the Bani Israel and commanded them to set out and fight the Amalekah who had grabbed their lands. And this was on the request of Bani Israel themselves. So then these people started making arguments with the Prophet of Allah and asking why is Talut made the commander when he is not rich, when he does not have a lot of property. So we went over why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made Talut a commander. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given him wisdom and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given him bodily strength. And then they asked for a sign. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that the chest of Sakina, the Tabut of Sakina, which we read was a chest that the people used for barakah, for gaining blessing, and it contained the remnants of Sayyidina Harun alayhi salam, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. So from therein is a lesson that Hakim al-Ummat has written, that using the possessions of the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for getting blessing is permissible. Within limits it is permissible, and it is proven from this ayah here in the Quran. Anyway, فَلَمَّا فَصَلَ طَالُوتُ بِالْجُنُودِ when Talut with his army set out, قال, we told them, إِنَّ اللَّهَ مُبْتَلِيكُمْ بِنَهَرٍ. He said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to test you, مُبْتَلِيكُمْ بِنَهَرٍ, with a river. We say Nahar in Urdu, Nahar, river or flowing body of water. فَمَنْ شَرِبَ مِنْهُ فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. Whoever drinks from that, they are not from me. فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي, they are not from my group. وَلَمْ يَطْعَمْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي. And whoever does not taste it, it is surely my man. فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي, he is a man of me, my man. إِلَّا مَنِ اغْتَرَفَ غُرْفَةً بِيَدِهِ, except the one who scoops a little of that water. So just to do not fully quench your thirst with it, but just a scoop of water, that is permissible, but don't take to your fill from that water. فَشَرِبُوا مِنْهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُمْ. Then they drank from it, إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُمْ. So most of them drank from that body of water, from that river, fully, except a few from them. إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُمْ. Qalil is few, a few. إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُمْ. فَلَمَّا جَاوَزَهُ هُوَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ قَالُوا لَا طَاقَةَ لَنَا الْيَوْمَ بِجَالُوتَ وَجُنُودِهِ. So they said when they crossed the river, and then they faced the enemy. They said that we do not have the strength. There is no strength with us today against Jalut and his troops. Jalut was their enemy, the leader of the army from the side of Amalika. So they said that we cannot fight him. All those people who had drank to their full, they said that we have no strength, we cannot face that. قال الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقو الله, and the people who knew fully well, who hoped and expected to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they said, كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله والله مع الصابرين. How many small groups have overcome large groups by the will of Allah. And Allah is the one, Allah is with those who remain patient. So the people who believed in meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those were the people, the few people who had not drank fully from that river, they said that it has happened a lot of times in the past that a small group overcame a larger group because of the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of the nusra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And definitely the nusra, the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, comes to the people who are sabirin, who are steadfast. So far there's a few lessons here that we should go over inshallah. Number one is that whenever an effort of deen is made, and Hazrat al-Faseen have written it very elaborately, that whenever an effort of deen is made, a lot of people in their spirit, in their jazbat, they try to become a part of that effort. And then what happens is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is the adat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the method of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests those people and tests their steadfastness, tests their istiqamat, how steadfast, how true they are in their claim. This was the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them. Although they may be thirsty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them not to drink from that water body except a little. And this test, one reason for these kind of tests is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to separate out the people who are not true, who will not be steadfast in face of the enemy or in face of any hardship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants them to be separated out before the real deal. So that large group that is going along with people just because of their spirits, they are separated out by a test of istiqamah, by a test of being steadfast. This is the reason of those tests of steadfastness. So when they are faced with the enemy, at that point, if they start to put down their arms and start losing hope, what will happen? The people who are fighting and who have the strength, even they will lose their morale. So therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even before the challenge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extracts those people out who are not true in the cause. وَلَمَّا بَرَزُوا لِجَالُوتَ وَجُنُودِهِ قَالُوا رَبَّنَا أَفْرِغْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا وَثَبِّتْ أَقْدَامَنَا وَانصُرْنَا عَلَى الْقَوْمِ الْكَافِرِينَ. And when they faced Jalut and his troops, قَالُوا, they said, رَبَّنَا, O our Lord, أَفْرِغْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا. أَفْرِغْ, Hazrat has translated it as pour down. Sabrana, pour down upon us sabr from you, patience. أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين, and strongly make us strong footed. وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين, and give us victory over the group of disbelievers. قوم الكافرين, the group of disbelievers. So Hazrat al-Fasreen have written that at this point, and in every point, every test of deen, every effort of deen, there's three kinds of people. One who are naqisin, one who are imperfect people. And they were the ones, the analogy here is the people who drank fully. Whenever the first smallest test came, they were separated out. Then remained two kinds of people, Kamilin and Akmalin. Kamilin were those who, looking at the enemy, they feared that they are a small group and the army of Jalut is a huge group. Although they were steadfast and although they were Kamil, they still were afraid of the worldly means, the worldly odds. But that did not keep them from fighting. Although they had this fear, but that did not keep them from fighting. And the Akmalin, the superlative degree of being perfect, the Akmalin were those who not only did not fear the worldly odds, but also became a source of strength for those who were around the Kamilin, the second tier of people who were actually afraid but still wanted to fight. So they became the Akmalin, the superlative degree of Kamil. They became a source of strength for the others who were afraid as well. Similar is the case in every challenge that comes in terms of deen. And what did the Akmalin do and what did the Kamilin do, the people who were fighting? They asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, رَبَّنَا أَفْرِغْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا وَثَبِّتْ أَقْدَامَنَا وَانصُرْنَا عَلَى الْقَوْمِ الْكَافِرِينَ. The reason for their being steadfast was that they gave in and asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They did not stand upon themselves, but they gave in and asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the next ayah, right after their dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, فَهَزَمُوهُمْ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. When they asked, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately gave them victory. And they defeated them بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, with the will of Allah. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. And Dawood alayhi salam, who was part of the army of Talut, he killed Jalut, the enemy leader. وَآتَاهُ اللَّهُ الْمُلْكَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَعَلَّمَهُ مِمَّا يَشَاءُ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Dawood kingdom and gave him knowledge and wisdom and taught him whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wished to teach him, Dawood alayhi salam. So in many narrations we find out that Dawood alayhi salam was given the knowledge of metallurgy. He was very good at working with metals. But anyway, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept it vague that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to teach him. وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ لَفَسَدَتِ الْأَرْضِ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ ذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that had Allah not been pushing back some people by means of others, the earth would have been spoiled. لَفَسَدَتِ الْأَرْضِ. The earth would have become spoiled. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ ذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ. But the thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very gracious to all the worlds. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the adat, the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does things is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pushes back a certain group of people through another group of people. And we keep on seeing this again and again in this world, that even among evils, there is some bodies, some governments, some groups that will become powerful. Then another group will come, they may be evil themselves or they may be good, but they will push them. So their fitna, their fasad will be quelled, and maybe a new fitna will start, or maybe good people will come and take over. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is part of our fazl, this is part of our mercy upon the worlds, that we push back evil, sometimes with evil, sometimes with good. But things keep on interchanging between groups. تِلْكَ آيَاتُ اللَّهِ نَتْلُوهَا عَلَيْكَ بِالْحَقِّ وَإِنَّكَ لَمِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. And finally, this is the method of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at times, not always, but at times when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells something that normal people cannot know, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For example, this whole story, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps a point, hints at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, uses this opportunity and says that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the true Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the true Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, no one else, if they were not a Nabi and if they were not getting a direct message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, could have been able to know something that has passed, that has happened so many years back. So تِلْكَ آيَاتُ اللَّهِ نَتْلُوهَا عَلَيْكَ بِالْحَقِّ. These are the verses of Allah that we recite to you, Ya Prophet, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَإِنَّكَ لَمِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ بِالْحَقِّ, with all veracity, this is confirmed haqq, and we give it to you with full surety and full veracity. وَإِنَّكَ لَمِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. And definitely, certainly, you are among the messengers, our true messenger. اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكون من الخاسرين. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله